Hello, esteemed judges and respected opponents. I stand here today to affirm the resolution. Environmental regulations should be evaluated on their economic impact on communities and their potential environmental benefits. Environmental regulations play a critical role in balancing economic growth and ecological sustainability. As communities face the challenges of both economic uncertainty and environmental degradation, it is crucial to ensure that regulations are both viable and beneficial. By considering both factors, we can create policies that maximize the long-term well-being of both the economy and the environment. Contention 1. Environmental regulations are vital for long-term economic stability. Subpoint A. Environmental degradation imposes long-term economic costs. Environmental damage, such as air pollution, deforestation, and water contamination, leads to significant economic losses. According to the U.S. EPA, pollution-related healthcare costs alone amount to billions annually, with poor air quality contributing to over $150 billion in premature deaths, hospital visits, and missed workdays. Communities heavily dependent on natural resources, such as agriculture and tourism, also face sharp declines in economic activity as environmental degradation diminishes the resources on which they depend. Furthermore, cleanup efforts following environmental disasters cost governments and local communities millions in recovery, highlighting how preventing damage is economically viable in the long run. Subpoint B. Sustainable practices foster long-term job creation and innovation. Sustainable industries, such as renewable energy, offer more stable and long-term employment opportunities than industries reliant on finite resources. The U.S. Department of Energy reports that the clean energy sector employs over 3 million Americans, and this number continues to grow as investments in wind, solar, and energy efficiency technologies increases. Additionally, environmental regulations often spur technological innovation, with companies investing in cleaner, more efficient technologies to meet regulatory standards. For instance, research on the National Renewable Energy Laboratory shows that wind turbine technologies have become significantly more efficient, reducing energy costs by 80% since 1980. This innovation not only benefits the environment, but also creates economic opportunities for the communities involved. Contention 2. Evaluating regulations based on economic and environmental factors ensures equitable outcomes. Subpoint A. Failing to consider economic impact harms vulnerable communities. Regulations must account for the economic impact on low-income communities, which often bear the burden of both environmental and economic hardships. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, lower-income families spend a larger share of their income on energy bills, and sharp increases in utility prices due to stringent environmental regulations could disproportionately affect these groups. The EPA has emphasized the importance of environmental justice, noting that policies must not create additional financial burdens for communities already facing economic challenges. Tailored regulations, such as subsidies for energy-efficient upgrades or targeted tax incentives, can help alleviate these impacts, ensuring that environmental benefits are realized without causing undue economic strain on vulnerable populations. Subpoint B. Environmental benefits contribute to public health, reducing long-term healthcare costs. The health benefits of reducing pollution are well documented, with cleaner air and water resulting in lower rates of respiratory diseases, cardiovascular conditions, and other pollution-related illnesses. The CDC states that asthma rates are directly linked to air quality, and reducing emissions can lead to fewer asthma attacks, hospital visits, and school absences. By evaluating environmental regulations through the lens of both economic impact and public health, we can prioritize policies that reduce healthcare costs and improve the quality of life for all communities. According to the World Health Organization, every dollar invested in air pollution reduction yields a $30 return in health benefits, showing that the significant economic value of environmental protection. In conclusion, evaluating environmental regulations based on their economic and environmental impacts is essential for creating policies that support both community prosperity and ecological sustainability. Ignoring either factor risks undermining the well-being of vulnerable communities or causing irreversible harm to the environment. By creating a balance, we can ensure that our policies promote a healthier, more sustainable, and economically stable future for all. I will now present my negative constructive. I stand here today to negate the resolution. Environmental regulations should be evaluated on their economic impact on communities and their potential environmental benefits. Environmental regulations are designed to protect both ecosystems and public health, but focusing too heavily on their short-term economic impact can distort their true value. While the aim of these regulations is to protect our environment, their implementation can lead to significant economic drawbacks that may outweigh any intended benefits. A more comprehensive approach that considers both economic needs and environmental protection is essential for sustainable progress. Contention 1. Environmental regulations can hinder economic growth and job creation. Subpoint A. Job losses in traditional industries. Environmental regulations often impose strict limits on traditional industries such as coal, oil, and natural gas, leading to significant job losses. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the coal industry has lost over 40% of its jobs since 2011 as a direct result of stringent regulations. Many businesses in these sectors may relocate to countries with more lenient regulations, resulting in further domestic job losses. For instance, a report from the National Mining Association indicates that around 75,000 jobs were lost in coal production due to regulation of the Clean Power Plan. These losses are not just numbers. They represent families and communities facing economic hardship. Subpoint B. Increasing costs for businesses. Compliance with environmental regulations often lead to higher operational costs for businesses, which can translate to increased prices for consumers. The U.S. Small Business Administration estimates that regulatory compliance costs small businesses nearly $2,000 per employee annually, significantly impacting their ability to thrive. As these operation costs rise, many businesses are forced to downsize or shut down entirely, particularly affecting low-income and rural communities that rely on industries for employment. The National Federation of Independent Businesses has reported that many small businesses view regulations as a top concern, indicating that excessive regulations can stifle entrepreneurial growth and innovation. Contention 2. Environmental regulations can disproportionately impact low-income and marginalized communities. Subpoint A. Higher energy costs for consumers. Environmental regulations can lead to increased energy costs, disproportionately affecting low-income households that spend a higher percentage of their income on utilities. A study by the American Council for an Energy-Efficient Economy found that low-income households could face energy bills nearly 40% higher due to regulations that limit energy production methods. As energy prices rise, these households struggle to meet basic needs, resulting in increased financial strain and hardship. The economic burden placed on low-income families can exacerbate existing inequalities and lead to higher rates of poverty. Subpoint B. Limited access to resources. Stricter environmental regulations can limit access to natural resources essential for economic development, particularly in low-income and marginalized communities. The U.S. Department of the Interior reported that restrictive land use regulations can hinder resource extraction in rural areas, stifling local economies that depend on mining or agriculture. These limitations can perpetuate cycles of poverty by preventing communities from utilizing their natural resources for economic growth. Furthermore, the Congressional Budget Office has stated that many environmental regulations can lead to job losses and reduced economic opportunities in already vulnerable areas, increasing the economic inequality. In conclusion, while the intention behind environmental regulations is to protect our planet, the negative consequences can have severe implications for environmental growth and community well-being. The potential job losses in traditional industries and increased operational costs highlight the need for a more balanced approach to environmental policy. Ultimately, we argue that evaluating environmental regulations solely based on their economic impact and potential benefits can undermine the immediate needs and economic stability of communities. Thank you.